Flosstube. It's been a while. It has been a while. It's Jen here, not Cross Jen, and little Bambino. That's just Nino scratching himself. He doesn't have fleas. He shouldn't have fleas. Okay, basically buckle up. So it's been a while. I'm back. I can't really remember how to do some of this stuff. It's going to be a bit all over the place. It will be kappa kahi, to coin a bendyism, which I think is a word, I want to say Hawaiian word. There you go. Nino's settled down really nicely. Look in that bottom corner. I'm hoping you can see him in there. So yeah, that's Nino in his bed. This is Flosstube number 11, and it's the Thursday the 17th of December. The last time that I filmed Flosstube number 10 was the 15th or 16th of October. So it's been 2 whole months. And yeah, a lot's been happening. I've just been crazy busy essentially. So let's do life update. I don't know if you heard that tiny little squeak. What's the matter? I'm not sure he's very happy about the idea that I've just started like set up camp down this end of the room and started talking to myself. Okay, life update. Well, the first thing I wanted to say actually is, whilst I've been away for 2 months, you amazing guys have creeped me over 500 subscribers, which is completely amazing. So the first thing that I'm not totally prepared for in this video is I don't have a super giveaway planned just yet. So when I went over 300, I did 3 different little giveaways. I'm thinking about it, I'm debating what to do, but essentially I just thought I needed to come on and film before I kept making this into more of a mountain out of a molehill than it really needed to be. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of come on. I've tried getting myself in a festive mood, so I have Christmas tree earrings, and I have my home knitted snowman jumper that my mum knit me probably 8 or 9 years ago. And the scarf comes out of the jumper, which is just amazing. Rob's got a matching one, except his doesn't have eyebrows. She forgot the eyebrows on his, or she added them to mine, but we don't mind. And I've got some grey snowman leggings on as well, look. So I'm fully decked out. Nino's just wandering off. I don't think he likes this at all. So yes, 500 subscribers. Thank you so much. I don't really think I've said welcome back to viewers that have been here before, and welcome to anybody that's new and has just found me. Yeah, let's do this. So basically it's the first day of me having 20 days off work for the Christmas holidays. That's 20 full days. I've been telling everyone it's 3 weeks, but it's 1 day shy, and I am super excited. So work has just been horrible in the run-up. So I think I mentioned in the last video things were busy because I'm a VAT advisor, and in the run-up to Brexit, lots of people need VAT and customs duty advice on how to get their goods in and out of the UK from 1st of January when the transition period ends and we really truly are out of the EU. So yeah, that's what's been keeping me super duper busy and not entirely enjoying work, to be honest. But this last couple of days was actually quite fun, just because I got a bit delirious with the idea that I was nearly done for such a lovely long break time. So yeah, it was actually an okay last few days. Busy but good, and I haven't signed off with any kind of big dramas hanging over me, which is amazing. So I'm very excited about that. What else has happened? I turned 30 on the 5th of December, so in the window behind me you can see some of my bunches of flowers that I got for my birthday and my big 30 balloons, and on the floor you can see a hamper. It's a Fortnum and Mason hamper, which my really lovely friend Talia made for me, full of, I'm guessing, probably 30 different items, like amazing little goodies. So there was like wine, biscuits, things to eat, candles, mugs, teapot, like socks. There's just all sorts of amazing goodies in there. So it was really generous of her. And she had bought me the balloons actually, and a tiara that said 30 and a sash. So I will insert a picture for you here of me wearing all of that stuff. And yeah, I had a really, really fun 30th birthday actually. So although we're still kind of in COVID restrictions, we were able to get out and about a tiny bit. We had a lunch out with some local friends, and then on the Sunday, I was able to get a Sunday dinner out with some of my family as well. So yeah, super nice. I was completely spoiled. So I had, I think, 4 total bunches of flowers, about a bajillion cakes, brownies, cupcakes, amazing things, and so many lovely, lovely presents. So yeah, that was good. What else to tell you in life update? Rob turned 30 the month before, so my birthday is the 5th of December, his is on the 5th of November. So yeah, big year for us really, getting engaged and both turning 30. So 2020 has been a tough year for a lot of people, but for us we've had some really lovely things to celebrate. So yeah, we're feeling kind of onwards and upwards. I normally do a Q&A section next, but I haven't given myself time to go back through previous YouTube comments and compile a list of questions. So I'm going to kind of start over and just say, if anybody's got questions for me as of now, if you comment them on this video, I'll definitely address them next time. And at some stage I will try to go back. So basically, now that I've done this Flosstube, which has got reams and reams of notes of all the things I need to tell you, I'll have, I'll start a fresh page for the next one, and as I do get comments in, or if I look back at previous videos, I will scribble them down and try to cover them off. So let's crack on into stitching. I have got so much to show you. So let's do new starts. And the first new start I need to show you is one that I started at the end of October on the virtual Milton Keynes cross stitch retreat. So we couldn't all meet in person, but we used Facebook Messenger to do rooms video chats so we could all still stitch along together. So I think it was the 27th of October that I started Evening by Leonard Afremov, and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. So I'll insert a picture here for you of what the whole artwork looks like. Nino's sitting at the cat flap, just like bamming it. Nino, just go. Psst. He's a monkey. He's a monkey. We're not sure why he does that. I don't know if it's sometimes because he thinks there's another cat out there and he needs to like bang the cat flap until they'll get out of his way. But I really don't think there's anyone there. Okay, so this is page 1. Page 1 done of Afremov Evening. It's stitched on 25 count Lugana. 1/1 full crosses, and yeah, this is the whole first page. So this is also my only finish because it's a Haid page finish, which I kind of count as a finish in my books. So yeah, not a huge amount to see yet, but 1 page is a lot, and this thing is going to be humongous. And yeah, I started that. There was a couple of us had Afremov new starts, so I think Claire, who is Parker Goes Stitching, I think she had a new Afremov start. Carol definitely did as well. She's Christmas Carol on Insta. She started Evening as well, actually. So I think when we came up with this idea and I was deciding which one to start, I really wasn't sure which Afremov I liked the best. And then Carol said she had this one that she would definitely start, and I loved it. And I said, would you mind if I started it too? And she said she didn't. So yes. Oh, and I was just briefly going to show you the thread pack for that because it's pretty cool. So Kim at KLT Charting organised me the thread pack for this. I just thought you might like to see this crazy mishmash of beautiful bright colours that are going to be in it. Some of you OCD guys are probably horrified at the mess I've got these into. But yeah, lovely, lovely. Right. Oh, you want to be glad you can't see the floor around me. Seriously. Okay, so that was my new start. First new start, and also the finish of the page 1. So my next new start, it's actually up here on the sofa because I was stitching it this morning. So the next new start is Home Sweet Home by the Cross Stitch Studio. So they're another full coverage kind of company that charts full coverage designs, a bit like another Heaven and Earth. There's a few different people that do it. So sorry, I'm just untangling my needle there. I was literally in the middle of stitching and then I think I was like, boom, let's go. No, I wasn't. What happened was I was watching Nadine's whip parade. So she's Nad's X Stitch on Flosstube. And yeah, basically I knew that on this first day off work, I was saving up her whip parades to watch. So she's filmed them in she's filmed the one whip parade, 40 whips in 2 halves. So in total, it's just under 2 hours of video to watch. So I did that this morning, and then I got a Nadine plait in and I felt inspired, so I've cracked on. So sorry, that's why I just kind of quickly stopped stitching and was ready to come. So let me insert a picture for you of Home Sweet Home, the artwork. And just feast your eyes on how much brown, how much ridiculous amount of brown I'm going to have to stitch before I get to the good stuff. But it's okay because I don't have a lot of other whips to brown in, so hopefully I won't get too bored too fast. And this is my little start. So I started this on my 30th birthday on the 5th of December, and it's a gift to myself for Rob and I being engaged really and getting married. So it's because it's just that lovely old couple in bed with the cat and the dog just looking kind of happy, like they've had a fulfilled life together. So yeah, I thought it'd be a nice kind of couple piece for us. So this is all I've done. So I've come across the top row and then I'm starting to come back down again. So that first page is going to be about 8,000 stitches. This is my Jacob needle minder, so that was one of my birthday gifts from Nick, my local stitchy buddy. That's Jacob from Twilight. Because, well, I'm kind of team Jacob, but I'm also kind of team Edward. But yeah, he's a fitty, isn't he? So that's again on 25 count, easy count Lugana, 1/1 full crosses, how I stitch all my heids, same as what Jessie Marie always says. And this grime guard is from Be Crafty Bags, which is a different Nicola who is super talented and amazing, and I have a matching project bag as well. And it's got cats on it because this was all initially for my first full coverage, which is the All Cats Go to Heaven one. But yeah, now I have a few full coverages on the go. So that was the other new start. Let's move on into whips. And whips, for anyone that doesn't know, are works in progress. So projects that are kind of underway, that I haven't just started. I've got quite a bit to show you. And some of these, oh, do you know what? There's one that I didn't think I'd done anything on, but I have. Oh, it's upstairs. Okay, no worries. Yeah, some of these I stitched on like way back in October, not long after I filmed the Flosstube, so I'm not sure how much I'll remember to tell you what bits I've added new, but the first one to show you is Maui Princess, Freebie Maui Princess by Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Hannah Disney. So I'll insert a picture for you here of the full image, full design. I think I remember what it was. Oh, I don't know. No, I'm a bit confused actually. But let me try to fold this up. Okay, well, what I'll do is I'll try to find a picture look from about the middle of October when I last filmed. So I'll insert that here, if I've got one, of the kind of last time I think I showed you Freebie Maui Princess. Okay, and then I folded it all up. So this is where it is now. Oh, I folded it all up and then let go of it. Oh, give me 2 seconds. There's so many threads dangling everywhere here. So what happened with this one is last year for 12 days of Haidmas, I decided to participate. So it was just a little like Facebook subgroup set up by some of the people from the Heaven and Earth Designs group. And they were starting 12 new Haids on the days of Advent in the run up to Christmas. And what I decided to do was I was definitely not going to start 12 new Haids, but I stitched on a different page each day. But what that means is that I've got like a page started there, a page started under here, the page started under here, something going on there. I mean, yeah, so I'm not really sure where the page boundaries are on this. So I think what I worked on, you'll be able to work it out hopefully from the before. I'm pretty sure what I did a lot of was this green down here. This was all quite new to me. And actually I did have to put in an order for some more DMC threads, which is in the project. It's not a project bag, it's like a plastic envelope. But yeah, that's what's making me think I was doing this green down here. But I don't know, because I could do with really like finishing off this page, couldn't I? Because that's probably 3 or 4, is that 3 or 4 squares? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's like 4 squares deep down there. So there's probably not a huge amount left to go to finish. Yeah, that's probably the bottom of the page, isn't it there? So yeah, you'd think I'd crack on with that as well. So I love the vibrant bright colours in that one. yeah, what else to say? Guys, I do stitch other than full coverage. Sorry, that's just what I've got to show you first. And I wasn't going to crinkle, so let me just pop that behind me. Okay, moving along. The next whip that I've been working on, and they're not in any particular order, so this one is quite a recent one. This is Winter Welcome Sampler by Stony Creek. So I'll insert a picture for you here of the whole thing. And I will insert a picture for you of where this was when I picked it up, actually, because I did take one last week or so when I picked it up for the first time again. And then I'll show you where I'm at now. So this is it. So what you saw before was this kind of middle, I'd started in the centre and hadn't done a whole lot else. So what I wanted to do was crack on very quickly working my way upwards. And as you'll see, I've got a really, really narrow border at the top, and I'm hopeful that I'm going to have the same border at the bottom. So this is, well, I think I must have thought it was a 16 count Ada, but is actually, do I mean 16? Yeah, probably hoped it was a 16, but I think it's more like a 14, because that will explain why I've reached closer to the border than I probably wanted to. Excuse me. It's a piece that was plain white probably, and I tea coffee dyed it with Nick one day, ages ago now. She came over here and we tried our hand. So like the back, you can see got like a bit burnt in the oven. So the process is to sort of dunk it in a saucepan on the cooker with some tea and coffee in boiling water, leave it kind of soak for a while, then whip it out and kind of scrunch it up onto a baking tray and bake it for a little bit. So yeah, the back came out a bit extreme, but the front, which is probably what was the underside of what went in the oven, came out really, really nice. And my amazing friend Kath, who just lives up the hill, she's overlocked the edge for me, because as soon as I got up here and realised how close I was, I realised that I can't afford for any fraying on this piece. And I'll also need to think creatively about how to finish it, because this isn't enough border for a framer to stretch it, really. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying that. I'm just using the cord 4 DMC and building this snowman in the top left corner, which is really fun. So I've had to order quite a few new DMC threads for that one actually, which are on the way. So I've stitched on that quite a lot along with Home Sweet Home in the last week or 10 days, but I plan to put that down for a little bit now. Although I'm straying into plans here, so let me stop doing that. So, right. Next whip comes with a little zip. So this is taking us back to Halloween vibes. Feels like a long time ago, doesn't it? But not such a long time ago. Where's the chart? Okay, so this one is Jack's Bash by Plum Street Samplers. I've got the chart here, but what I will do is insert for you a clearer picture, a nice big picture, so you can see. Jack's Bash by Plum Street Samplers. And I'm stitching this on a 36 count linen. It's a vintage mocha, maybe not vintage country mocha, but a vintage mocha I think it's called. There's going to be loads of room left on this actually. I should remember that for when I'm starting other things. Sorry, I mean there's going to be loads of fabric left. So I'll show a picture here of where this was probably at last time you saw it, which would probably be quite a while ago. And then, yeah, I added quite a bit at Halloween time. So I reached kind of the top middle of the pattern there. And this Happy Halloween is stitched over 1. So I'm using 1 strand over 2 on this, 1 strand over 2 holes on this 36 count, which means it's the size of 8 stitches on an 18 count Ada, but with 1 thread. But this Happy Halloween was like teeny tiny half stitches over 1, so they're super small. But they came out good. I was dreading them a bit. I don't know, I do just get a bit anxious when anything isn't a normal full cross. But no, they came out lovely. So yeah, and I'm using some of the Cord 4 Gast, which is Gentle Arts sampler threads. I don't think anyone actually calls them Gast, I do, but yeah, some of the Cord 4 Gentle Arts, which are on these lovely kind of Gentle Arts thingamies, and then these shoddy homemade bits of cardboard with random holes punched in. That's where I needed DMC for 4 of the colours. So yeah, I love that one. That was Jack's Bash. Then before I was working on the Winter Welcome Snowman, I picked up a piece that I really wanted to make some big progress with because I identified it as a fairly recent new start, but one with like the least amount of stitches still to go. So I will insert a picture for you here of Black House by Long Dog Samplers. And in fact, what I'll probably do is show you the top half and then the bottom half, because this never really fits all on one screen for some reason. And I will insert you a picture of where I was when I started stitching this again, because I think I made loads and loads of progress. I think this is on a 16 count Ada, possibly an 18 count actually. And here's where I've got to. So I think loads added in there, really, really loads. Lots of just black 310 stitching, which was really soothing. I can use Pattern Keeper, so it comes along fast and I can mark it off really quick. And I was finding when I started stitching this, I had a whole extra like chunk of Ada, and it's quite a stiff Ada. I don't even know if you can hear that a little bit. Like it's softening up now, but it was quite stiff to begin with. So it was quite unwieldy in my Q-snap, but I just chopped the edge off, which I should have done ages ago, and it's much more easy to wrangle now. So yeah. I love this one, and I think I'm at about 40% complete. So I think it's probably only like 6,500, 7,000 stitches to go, which if I can do 500 every time I pick this up, which I probably can relatively easily, it's really not a great deal of stitching still to go. So that's one that I definitely need to try and get finished pretty fast. All right. And the last whip to show you is a baby birth record that I think I've shown you probably in the last few videos, because I have been trying to crack on with it. So I'll insert, well, I won't insert a picture actually, because I've got the picture here. So it's a Dimensions kit birth record called Savannah, I guess because it's got animals from the jungle, but isn't the savannah a desert? I don't know. So yeah, this is what the whole piece looks like. I'll insert a picture for you of where I was before, which was probably just working my way on the lion at the bottom right corner. And this is where I've got to, look. So the lion is pretty much finished. He needs backstitch. I haven't really done any backstitching yet. And then I've done most of the monkey as well. And I've started this big crazy yellow sun, which is a load of block stitching. I mean, it's all pretty much block stitches, but that looks really good actually. I'm quite excited seeing it on the screen there. So I'm probably not far off halfway done now, because this lion is so much full coverage, but the other two blocks on the opposite side, their backgrounds aren't completely stitched in like the lion's is. So I'm hoping that the others will move a bit quicker. Plus I'll be faster once I'm stitching top left down. So I've started in the bottom right because I'm stitching this in hand, I think, and the way that I had the fabric folded. But yeah, I stitched up that monkey part really quick actually. So I am determined to keep cracking on with that. I haven't done very much in the last few weeks on it, just because it used to be my travel piece. I used to always work on it when I was in the car or out and about, like when we were on our seaside holiday. I was stitching on it on the beach and things. Hello, Bubbles. But yeah, we obviously haven't really been travelling anywhere. Do you want to see the people? Oh, perfect. Good girl. Yeah, that's Bubbles. That was Bubbles. She's very sweet. Very sweet, aren't you? Okay, so that was the last whip. The Dimensions Savannah birth record. Which means we can move along into Stitchy Kindness. Okay, so the first thing to show you in Stitchy Kindness is an amazing new pair of scissors, because who's ever had enough cross-stitch scissors? Really cool purpley flowery ones, which Nicola got me just as a like a non-occasion gift actually. And this is a Hufflepuff needle miner, which I've shown you before, I'm pretty sure, because she bought it for me a while ago now. With the Hufflepuff crest on the bottom. So yeah, she bought that for me. I think she just might have gone to Hobbycraft one random day and picked those up for me, plus a couple of skeins of 310, which went straight into Black House. I think that I'm almost used up those two now. yeah, with Black House, and then with the Winter Welcome sampler as well, which the borders are all black. So yeah, that's almost already used up. The other Stitchy kindness I had was from a non-Stitchy friend for my birthday. This is from my friend Leah, and it's Disney princesses in cross stitch, which are really cool, and they're kind of like really sensibly sized patterns. So I'd be able to finish them fairly easily. Let me show you. So obviously I'm not going to show you the charts, but I can show you the mock-up on that side. Look, so yeah, that's the Merida from Brave. They're really cool. What size is she? She's like 90, probably only 80 by 150 stitches, but blank background. Jasmine. Yeah, so I just thought that was a really, really thoughtful, sweet gift that I wasn't expecting at all from her. So that was amazing. And then another piece of Stitchy kindness was from Nicola for my birthday. So I had the Jacob Needleminder, and then she also managed to find this chart for me, which is Halloween Cove by the Bay, what are they called? By the Bay Needle Art, which I saw this online sometime and absolutely adored it. And then you just can't get it in the UK. I couldn't find anywhere to buy it in the UK. But Nick has got connections. She's got another Stitchy friend in America somewhere, so I think that she sourced it that way for me. So yeah, I really, really love that. And she's got me some of the flosses as well for that, some of the DMC threads. So yeah, hopefully at some stage soon I can make a start on that. I've got so much fabric in my stash that there's no reason I need to buy any new fabric to do that. So that was Stitchy kindness. Oh, no, it's not. So there's a couple of others to show you. So Nick also bought me a pattern. I think it came from Etsy. I'll insert a picture here. It's called Nativity, and it's got, yeah, really cool buildings at the top and then like Camel's Desert bit at the bottom, which I really love. And that's by Amanda Jane Butler. So she just emailed that one to me randomly on my birthday, which was amazing. And then I'm really gutted that I can't find this to show you the chart properly, but my local Stitchy buddies who are local to each other down in Portsmouth, Southampton area, but not actually local to me, my inner circle stitching ladies, they clubbed together and bought me some lovely gifts for my birthday, including a really nice engraved wine glass and one of my favourite bottles of wine, but also the new Bella Filipina chart called Bellatrix. So I'll insert a picture again for you here. And if you follow me for a little while and picked up anything of my style, you'll know that this suits me perfectly well. And it actually feels like quite a nice companion piece to Raven Queen as well, which I finished last year, earlier this year? Yeah, probably earlier this year. Raven Queen's a Mirabilia though, so they are different designers. I honestly don't know where I've put that. I've also misplaced one of the Christmas presents that I bought for Nicholas, so I'm hoping they're together somewhere in a bag that will show up pretty quickly. Because that's frustrating that I've lost that. And it's a really beautiful chart, that Bellatrix one that I wanted to show you properly. Okay, hello Bubbles. Let's go on to haul. So within haul, one of the first things that I found, it was a free pattern actually, a free download, and it's called Joyeux Noël, which I'm saying completely wrong, French word, you know what I mean. And it's by, I wrote it down, I definitely wrote it down and now it's gone. Oh, I want to say Susan Ake. I'm going to back myself, I'm going to say Susan Ake. Essentially it was, I think she released it as a freebie with Aurifil threads. Oh, I'm sorry, I got like hiccups. Aurifil is a thread manufacturer, thread supplier, and I think that the model was stitched using Aurifil threads, so it was a freebie kind of available through them. So I've shown you the picture, or if I haven't, I'm inserting it now for you. So it's just a really cool Christmassy sampler, quite straightforward, but I just loved it when I saw it. And I bought myself some sulky threads in the same, you know, in some like Christmassy reds and greens. It's not enough thread colours to stitch the whole thing as charted if I, you know, switch colours. But I'm going to see what I can manage with it. And I'm really excited to try sulky threads for the first time. And they're just so beautiful. So this was like my birthday little stitchy treat to myself, which is quite reasonable, I think. What else have I got in the way of haul? So another thing that I've got is some hand-dyed threads from KLT Charting, which are packaged really nicely. Look, and I'm about to unravel them completely. But let me show you. So I've got 1, 2, 3 different colours of amazing hand-dyed threads by KLT. Let me hold them all together. Oop. Here we go. Hey, they're showing up quite nice actually. I was worried how dark it's going to be at the moment, given, oh god, my water. Sorry, given that we're now in winter and it's all super dark. But this is Darkness Come. So essentially what they match fabric that she's got in the same range. So variegated grey. This is Rum and Raisin, which is my favourite neutral fabric colour to stitch on. So yeah, browns, neutral browns. And then this blue one is Pompey Tides, which again is another stunning fabric of hers, and it's just got such amazing variegation in it. And what I love about these is some of the suppliers of hand-dyed threads, I find the colours too variegated or too varied. So like if they've got 3 or 4 different colours within the one skein, and to me I'm just not sure like that's ever practical. Whereas these, if I need a grey or a blue or a brown for something, they're beautiful. I could use them, you know, like if I was stitching some ground that needed a brown colour, or some sea or some sky that needed a blue. So yeah, I just wanted them to be a little bit more practical, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I love those. So thank you, Kim. And then the big one is the big score, which we've been waiting for months and months and months. It's 2 pieces of hand-dyed fabric from Under the Sea Fabrics. So that's Leslie over in America. And I first kind of, well, my first purchase from Under the Sea Fabrics was the Dark Queens of the Sea Sal from Autumn Lane Stitchery. So I bought the fabric and the bead pack from Leslie. So I've got that amazing piece of fabric. And basically when it arrived, I kicked myself for not buying more whilst I was placing an order from the US. So then my friend Victoria decided that she was going to jump on the Dark Queens bandwagon a couple of months later. And I asked if she would mind if we put some fabric for me in her order, which she did, bless her. And I don't think she should have, because it ended up making the package, I think she probably had to wait longer for the package for my fabric to get dyed, whereas Leslie was probably doing fabric for the Sal, because lots of people were ordering that. And then the value of the package was high enough that we got charged customs duties and taxes and things on the import. So yeah, big thank you to Victoria for that, because I do think I caused you quite a delay in getting your Sal stuff. But I really appreciate you for that. And then Rob managed to pick it up on his way back from work, because Victoria lives like 2 hours away from me. So the 2 pieces that I've got, there's this, which is Christmas in Williamsburg. I mean, look at it, it's so vibrant. It looks really orange. It's probably kind of more yellow. I think I am losing light a bit, aren't I? And it's humongous. It's a fat half, size of this. But yeah, like a beautiful orangey yellow. I just wanted something different when I was perusing the website. Just thought, what's something that I haven't got anything like? So yeah, this beautiful. And I just like the name as well, Christmas in Williamsburg. Lovely, lovely orange. So that is a piece of Lugana, 32 count Lugana. And then the second piece is called Chesapeake Bay, and it's this amazing pale blue with some white, maybe a bit lilac-y. Again, I got a fat half. Oh, it's just beautiful. So yeah, this is Chesapeake Bay from Under the Sea Fabrics. And basically, I'm sorted for fabric for a long time now. But yeah, they're worth the wait. They're absolutely stunning. I don't immediately have anything in mind to stitch on either of them. But I'm excited to use them soon. And this one is a 32 count Jobelin. So basically I knew 32 count is my favourite count to stitch generally on. 25 count for full coverage, but yeah, 32 count for normal stitching. So yeah, so I got one Joblin and one Lugana. Okay. Oh, I know what I didn't tell you about in Stitchy Kindness, and which doesn't fit in haul. Oh, maybe it kind of does actually, because this is a crocheted blanket, which actually, yeah, I did pay my amazing friend Claire, who is, oh goodness me, what's she called? Poppy Stitches, Poppy Ellie. She does have a Flosstube, but I think she might be taking it down. But she can comment on here anyway and correct us. And then if you read the comments, you'll see. And look at this. This is the Floral Dreams blanket. I'm not sure who the designer is. Am I showing it the right way around? No, I'm showing you backwards. Okay, so that's the underside of it, look, and think how amazing that is. I think the flowers are in the called for colours, and then I wanted yellow in between to match my ridiculous yellow and green living room. But yeah, look, they're 3D flowers. Absolutely stunning. And yeah, I suppose it is haul because I did pay her for the yarn, but then she paid for the shipping to me, to be fair, because I haven't seen her in a long while. So yeah, it's absolutely amazing. So that's my new lovely crochet blanket for winter. And for the cats, actually. So I think as soon as it arrived and I put it over my lap, Nino immediately sat on it. And I was like, if Claire could see you, she'd be having a heart attack. But in this house, things are going to get catty. It's just kind of the rules. Okay, how am I doing? 36 minutes, look. I have actually talked quite fast, haven't I? What else have I got to show you? That is pretty much everything. Oh no, it's not. I got some. Okay, so let's do a previous finish or a past finish. I think I have a little divider picture for this. Just because when I got all the Christmas decorations out, it was in the box. So this is Jolly Ollie Days from KLT Charting. So KLT Kim has two main characters. She's got Ollie Owl and Presley Penguin, and this is Ollie Owl. In a little Christmas tree. It's just adorable. And this is stitched on 28 count fabric, even weave, in the colour Mistletoe Wreath, which was an Advent exclusive in the KLT Advent pack last year. I didn't buy one this year. I was trying to be really good, and then now that everyone's opening them, I really regret it. So I think next year I definitely will need to buy one again. But for December, Kim actually released Mistletoe Wreath fabric again, which is supposed to be an Advent exclusive, I think, for people that had the Advent, but she's released it for the 1 month only. So yeah, it's washing out a bit there, but it's a beautiful greeny yellow. And I finished it really professionally by just staple gunning it, stretching it over the back of a canvas frame. But then it can just sit up on the mantelpiece and it's exciting. So yeah, that's Jolly Ollie Days, which I also think I chose the name of that chart, which I'm quite proud of, with some beads on as well. Snazzy beads. Okay, that was the past finish. Let's do plans. And so yeah, within plans, this is kind of the first time that I've made plans in months, because I know I've got this lovely nearly 3 weeks off ahead of me. So I can really kind of crack on stitching and just trying to get back in the habit, I think, of recording what I've worked on, keeping stuff written down in my file, making sure I keep my notes for Flosstube so I'm ready to update you guys. It just felt like such a faff this time in the run-up to filming. And it's actually fine, isn't it? I love doing this. I love talking to you all, even though I'm getting no feedback in real time, but I'll look forward to comments from you all. So, plans. My plan is to keep stitching Home Sweet Home, that full coverage chart with the crazy amount of brown, and I want to try to finish a page, definitely in December. And then my thought was, because then I've got 3 full coverages on the go, 4, oh my gosh, 4. I've got Home Sweet Home, Freebie Maui Princess, Evening, all of which you've seen today, and then All Cats Go to Heaven, which you see on my divider pictures. Those are my 4. So what I thought of doing is trying to get the page done on Home Sweet Home and then rotating each of those whips and doing a page at a time on each of them, and trying to see it as like the full coverage that I sort of stitch every morning or something, maybe. So I try to stitch for half an hour or so every day. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, need an extra sip of water. Yeah, trying to stitch most days or every day on the full coverage. So that's what I've been doing at the moment, is I've kind of had it like on the sofa next to me all the time, and I stitch a bit on it in the day, and then I try to stitch on something completely different that I want to. So that's my aim. Work on that, plus try to cycle through some more Christmas whips. So I do want to show you these actually, which is why I'm thinking 40 minutes timer now isn't that long, but I did want to just run you through my Christmas whips that I'm going to work on. So this is Jingle All the Way by Brenda Gervais. It's adorable. And I'm stitching this in hand, and it's totally nearly finished. Oh God, that's back. That's the back, sorry. I was like, that looks awful. Here we go. So yeah, I'm using some Silver Moon Even Weave fabric by KLT, and then a complete mishmash of threads from my stash. I don't know why I can't seem to hold this right. But yeah, it's just a really cute Santa with like his reindeer in the background and his candy cane. And I love it, and I love the border and the swirls, and it's just really not a lot left to go now. So I need to almost just like keep this on the sofa next to me as well and pick it up every now and then. So sometimes when the cats come in from outside and they immediately want to cuddle on my lap or my chest, I have to put my stitching down if I'm using a frame, like the Q-snap frame for the big stuff. Whereas this, I could just keep it to hand, and then I can maneuver that over a cat. They don't normally stay for more than like 20 minutes, half an hour like that, once they've got dry and warm after coming inside. So yeah, that's one that I think I can finish this year, hopefully. The next one is A Partridge in a Pear Tree by Joan Elliott, and I recently sent my second copy of this to Charlotte, Clue High Heel Stitcher. So she did start it actually. I haven't seen her stitch it again, but I think she started it earlier on in December. In fairness to her, she works in tax as well and has crazy deadlines. She works in direct tax, whereas VAT doesn't have end of December deadlines, but her tax does. So yeah, this is a Joan Elliott piece, which I absolutely adore. And I've got a fair bit done because I worked hard on this last Christmas, and in July actually. For Christmas in July, I worked on this quite a bit, so yeah, you'll have seen it then. So this is where I'm going to be starting from. So I've not got any progress to show you as such, probably from the last time I filmed a Flosstube in the summer, but yeah, I'm proud. I've got quite a lot done, so I'd really, really like to make some big progress on that this month. Especially because Charlotte's started stitching it now too, so we can kind of stitch along it together. So if I ever see her stitching on hers again, then I think I'll be really tempted to get it out. But the one that I think I want to stitch on today, starting today for a few days, is one of my two Mirabilia whips, which is Miss Christmas Eve, and she's just completely beautiful. And I bought the full kit from Hawkins Hobbies, and I did start this last year. But the problem I have with it, and I've said it before, is the fabric is really unpleasant to stitch on. It's a witch out or Permin fabric in desert sand or golden sand, I think it's called. It's a 32 count. And yeah, it's just really unpleasant to stitch on. Let me find you the stitches that I've done so far. They probably go that way around with the dangly threads dangling beneath, don't they? So yeah, that's all I've managed, is a few hundred stitches in some green and yellow, leaving gaps for beading. But also, I just need to work on this and handle it more, and then the fabric will soften up and become more manageable. So yeah, I really just want to crack on with that now. So those are the two front runners for stitching today, definitely. Probably Miss Christmas Eve, because that's what I've been thinking about all morning. But as soon as I've seen Partridge in the Pear Tree, I really want to crack on with that now as well. But I'll save that another few days. Okay. Then another Christmas whip of mine. I mean, this looks like precisely nothing. It's on a Sparkly's Fabric of the Month, I think, in a beautiful lilac-y, purpley, mottled, amazing colour. I mean, I don't know which way around this goes. It's pants, because a lot of what I've stitched look is pale blue or white, which you can't see so good. It'll all be outlined anyway, so you'll see it once the surrounding stitches are in. But what that is Santa's Gifts by Joan Elliott, which I started, I think I started on the 25th of July for Christmas in July, because I wanted to have it started. But then, to be honest, because I'm doing the Partridge in a Pear Tree Joan Elliott, I don't feel desperately keen to put stitches into this for a little while. But we'll see. Now that, you know, it's out and it's here in front of me, I might change my mind. The other thing to tell you about in plans is that my sister-in-law, who is a dressmaker, a seamstress, so she sews, sews her own clothes, I guess, not our kind of stitching. She sent me a message this morning where she'd seen a picture online of the Caterpillar Cross Stitch Deck the Halls Christmas design, which was a stitch along last year with them. I'll insert a picture for you here of it, of Deck the Halls. And my sister-in-law, Stace, she messaged me this morning and said, I really like this, and I think it might look quite straightforward to do, which was essentially her saying that she fancied a go at stitching it. So she has done some cross-stitch in the past, not kind of regularly really, but yeah, she definitely has done some stitching. And I just got really excited because it was my first day having finished work. I was just feeling crazy, excitable, could not be calmed down at all really this morning. I was bouncing off the walls. So as soon as she said that, I was like, oh my gosh, yes, and I definitely want to stitch it with you, and let's like sort it all out, let's do it all, and I can find fabric in my stash and this and order the DMC, and yeah, amazing. So basically I am going to have a new start with her probably on Christmas Eve, and I think I will hashtag it Deck the Halls Sil Sal for sister-in-law stitch along, Sil Sal. That's what I was thinking. And yeah, I'm really excited. Really excited to stitch something with her. So if you would like to see the clothes that she makes, her Instagram is Notions of a Dressmaker, and she's amazing. She's super talented. So yeah, I'm looking forward to starting that one very soon. And then because of starting that, I've been so good with not starting things, but I've got excited about starting that, and I have had some thoughts. So I am really tempted to start the Joyeux Noël freebie, the Christmassy sampler that I showed you, the green and red one. But then I also had a look through my bag of stash. Hello, Bubbly. I also had a look through my bag of stash and found another couple of small Christmassy ones that also might be quite nice to start and try to bash out quite fast. So what I've got, hello there, what I've got is this, it's from Tom and Lily. So she's an amazing lady called Melanie, who is English but now lives in France, but I met her at the Knitting and Stitching show at the NEC a little while ago. You are flipping adorable. She's just sitting purring in my lap. So yeah, it's three gingerbread men, and I saw the stitched model and it was amazing. And I've got a opalescent white even weave, 28 count, and this is the thread pack as well. So she dyes her own threads, so they're kind of subtly variegated kit threads for that. So yeah, I figured that would be a really quick stitch if I would just crack on with it. And then the other thing I'm debating cracking on with is my first Mill Hill, which is a Jim Shore snowman. So it comes with perforated paper, like a lot of the Mill Hills do, and the threads and the beads, and they're all kind of mingled in together, so I'd have to find a way of getting those sorted out so I can make sense of them. But yeah, I just think he's really cute snowman. So that's another one that I might think about starting, but also I do want to make big progress in my Christmassy whips and really start to get some whips finished actually, because I'm on 26 in total now, which is just getting a bit silly. So yeah, okay, I think that probably does it. I was going to mention my sals, but just to say that I think I'm giving myself a bit of a break from those for a while. So my main sals are Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers and Dark Queen of the Sea sal by Autumn Lane Stitchery, where I think I'm about halfway through part 2, and we've now had 4 parts released, including the face and the hair options this month, which are amazing. They are completely stunning, and I really do want to crack on with it, but I think that might be a job for January, to just blitz the sals out once I've got festive stitching out of my system through December. So yeah, okay, I'm going to leave it there. I feel like I'm losing the light a bit. Bubbles have just gone back out the cat flap, so I will edit this, get it uploaded, crack on stitching on Miss Christmas Eve, I think, definitely. I don't know. So the thought I did have whilst I was showing you this is that this Christmas in Williamsburg is not a million miles, is it? And it feels so beautiful on the face, which I can put it on my face because it's my stuff. I'm sure you're all horrified. But honestly, it's just nasty. It's just so scratchy, this fabric. But I really don't want to give up on it because then I'll never use this fabric again. And it was quite expensive to buy the whole kit as one thing. So yeah, right. Talk me down from that, guys. Talk me out of it. I'm just going to crack on, stitching on Miss Christmas Eve on here. And as soon as I get some more stitches in, it's going to be amazing. And it's going to start to look like a beautiful lady. And good. Okay. Thank you if you stuck with me. Thank you if you've waited 2 months for me to come back and still been happy to watch my video. I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate you. I kind of want to show you my Christmas tree. Let me just spin you around. So this is some of the chaos around me. But yeah, here's our Christmas tree. All right. We buy a real Christmas tree every year. And we have loads of fun going up to the forest above our house, where they've got loads of them. It's not like chop your own, they're already chopped, but choose your own. So we had a lot of fun choosing that this year. Yeah, right, let's leave it there. Thank you guys, and see you next time. Hopefully in another kind of week, 10 days, I'll come back because I'll have done tons of stitching because I don't have any work. Okay, I appreciate you all so, so much. And my cheesy sign off, which I do remember, is keep stitching.